I still remember the first night I saw it. That tiny, flickering red light staring back at me from the corner of my mirror. At first, I thought it was a reflection, maybe from my phone charger or the city lights outside my window. But when I covered everything else, it was still there. A small, steady blink. Watching, waiting. I froze, my heartbeat pounding so hard I could feel it in my ears. I walked closer, phone, flashlight trembling in my hand, and that's when I saw it, a tiny black lens hidden behind the mirror's frame. My whole body went cold. Someone had planted a camera in my room, my safe space, my home, and I had no idea who or how long it had been there. I grabbed my phone and called the landlord immediately. He sounded half asleep, his tone annoyed. "A camera? That's impossible, Miss Hale. We inspect every room before tenants move in." "Then you missed one because it's right here in my mirror." He promised to send someone in the morning, but I couldn't stay another second. I packed a small bag, grabbed my keys, and drove to my best friend's place across town. The whole night, I sat awake, staring at the clock, imagining all the ways that camera could have gotten there. Maybe it was from a previous tenant, maybe a maintenance worker, or maybe someone who had a key. The next morning, when I returned with the building manager, the mirror was gone. Not broken, not moved. Gone. Just a clean, empty wall where it used to hang. I turned to the manager, panic flooding my voice. "You see, I told you. It was here last night." He frowned, looking around. "Miss Hale, no one's been in this apartment since you left. There's no sign of forced entry." But I knew what I saw, and now whoever planted that camera, they knew I had found it. That night, I locked every door and window, taped over my laptop camera, and sat in silence, waiting for a sound, waiting for proof that I wasn't losing my mind. At exactly 2:14 a.m., my phone buzzed. One new message. "You shouldn't have touched it." I stared at the message, the words burning into my mind. "You shouldn't have touched it." My hands shook so hard I nearly dropped the phone. There was no name, no number, just those 6 words, cold, sharp, and knowing. I checked the sender's info, but it was from a blocked number. The air in my apartment felt heavy, like someone was still there, watching me. Every creak, every hum from the refrigerator made me flinch. I ran to the window. The street below was quiet. A few cars passed, nothing unusual, except for a white van parked directly across from my building. No logos, no plates I could see, just still. I took a photo of it, just in case, and called the police. They came, looked around, took my statement, and left with the same line I'd already heard too many times. Without evidence, there's not much we can do. Evidence? There had been a camera in my mirror. What more did they need? Over the next few days, things got worse. My mail started showing up opened. My keys were slightly out of place. And every night around 2 a.m., I'd get another message. "You look beautiful when you read. That red dress suits you. Smile for me, Emma." My blood ran cold. He knew my name. He was watching me. Again. I contacted a private security expert, a woman named Sarah Blake. She'd helped victims of stalking before. The moment she stepped into my apartment, her expression darkened. "You've been compromised," she said quietly. She began scanning the walls, outlets, even the smoke detector. Within minutes, she found 3 more hidden devices. One behind the bookcase, one inside the ceiling vent, and one under my desk chair. I wanted to scream. I wanted to tear down every inch of that apartment. "These aren't cheap," Sarah said. "Whoever's behind this knows what they're doing." She traced the signal of the cameras, following it through a small black receiver wired into the apartment's circuit box. "It's broadcasting locally," she muttered. "That means—" She looked up at me, her face pale. "Emma, the feed's being sent to someone in this building." My heart stopped. Someone here. Someone I saw every day. My neighbor? The janitor? The landlord? Any of them could be watching me right now. Sarah handed me a small drive. She's pulling the data off the receiver. We'll know exactly where it's going. She glanced at me, eyes serious. "But Emma, if it's who I think it is, you need to prepare yourself." That night, I didn't sleep, because I already knew who she meant. The landlord. The one who said the cameras were impossible. The one who always had a spare key. Sarah came back the next morning with the data drive clutched in her hand. Her face said everything before her mouth could. "It's confirmed," she said quietly. "The signal leads to apartment 3B. My heart sank. 3B. That was Mr. Lawson's unit, my landlord. The man who told me, 'There's no camera, Miss Hale.' The man who smiled every time I paid rent. The man who had a key." My stomach turned. "We need proof," Sarah said, opening her laptop. She played a video file from the drive. I didn't want to look, but I couldn't turn away. There I was, sitting on my bed, brushing my hair, reading, sleeping, every single private moment, captured without me knowing. The video was time-stamped, weeks, months of footage. And in the corner of the screen, a faint reflection in the mirror, a man holding a remote. She froze the frame, zoomed in, adjusted the light. My breath caught. It was him, Mr. Lawson. "We need to take this to the police right now," she said. I nodded, tears blurring my vision. For the first time in days, the fear turned into anger. I wasn't running anymore. I was done being a victim. But as we opened the door to leave, a shadow blocked the hallway. He was standing there, calm, smiling. "Morning, ladies," he said. "Everything okay?" My pulse spiked, but Sarah stepped forward, film and unshaken. "You need to move," she said. His grin faltered for a moment. "Oh, I don't think so." Then without warning, he lunged for the drive. It fell, clattering to the floor. Sarah pushed me back, shouting, "Run, Emma!" My legs moved before my mind did. I ran, out the door, down the stairs, and into the street, my hands shaking as I called 911. Within minutes, sirens filled the air. The police rushed in, and Sarah came out with the drive clutched in her hand. They arrested him on the spot. He didn't fight it. He just looked at me, blank, detached, like I was still on one of his screens. In the days that followed, the footage made national headlines. Turns out, I wasn't his only victim. There were 5 other women in that same building, all of them too scared to speak up, until now. I moved out the next week. A new apartment, new locks, new life. But I didn't erase the past. I kept one photo from that night, not of him, but of the mirror, as a reminder that even when someone tries to control your story, you can always take it back.